Hello. Um, so if you picked the moon card, if you resonated with the moon card, then this is your dream reading. It's kind of synchronistic that I'm doing your reading right now because it's kind of late and I actually wasn't supposed to do any more readings for tonight, but I just wanted to do this one. I wanted to do another one before I went to bed. So this is, yeah. So Spirit, what are we doing here with the moon card pile? What were their dream readings? Oh, can't have it both ways. Damn. Sorry. So you have the Three of Wands, the Six of Wands, and the Two of Cups. And the Two of Cups is reversed between the Three of Wands and the Six of Wands, which is actually very interesting. Then you have the Knight of Wands. Wow. Lots of fire energy, which is what I was going to say originally. I can see a little... It's interesting. Your High Priestess energy is reversed with the Two of Cups. It's reversed, but I can see it peeking out in the Six of Wands. It feels like you're packing up and leaving. Yeah, even with the Three of Wands, they're walking away. It feels like you're packing up and leaving. It feels like I feel like something's been settled. Or like you've settled on something. Or like it feels like you've given up on something. Maybe you've been trying to work your magic and something hasn't been working. Or you're looking at the cards and it seems like what you want to pan out or what you've been hoping to pan out isn't panning out. And there's kind of this energy of like packing up your stuff and going, like moving on, like Six of Swords kind of energy, like you're moving on. And it feels like there's also this energy of like leaving the magic behind, like leaving whatever you've been trying to work behind. Yeah, that's interesting. There's almost this settled energy, like you've just finally picked a path. Like after kind of waiting for something to turn out, it's like accepting that it's not turning out, and with that level of acceptance, yeah, getting ready to move on. Like you actually haven't left the space yet of what you're moving on from, but I can see this energy of moving, of leaving it. Like you're on the way out, you're walking, but you haven't left the actual space yet. So in your dreams, you could have moving energy. You could have like giving up energy, like hopeless energy. You could have acceptance coming in. Just like moving vehicles. Also, like, yeah, movement is like a real thing here, and like travel. Like you're actually, like there's this energy of leaving something behind. Like you are leaving a space. And you're leaving both either, it could be either or it could be both, a physical space as well as an energetic space, and it kind of feels like abandoning, like realizing this thing isn't working out and just kind of abandoning it. Like spiritually, it feels like abandoning, but not in a way not like an irresponsible way, just like acceptance. And then so you just like abandon this area, like an abandoned warehouse. Knight of Cups, Ten of Cups. but then physically, it's like physically leaving a space. Knight of Cups, Ten of Cups. The first thing that came to mind was too many cooks in the kitchen. Maybe there's just this energy of realizing that there's no space for you here, or there's no place for you here, or for your energy here. But I also am hearing that song, but it isn't in the recipe. Let it go, girl, this ain't what you want and you know it. We could never be. I don't care how it feels, this could never be real and you know it. It isn't in the recipe. It's almost like something's just not working out, no matter like how, and it feels like you've been working at it and it's just not working out. And I feel like there's finally this level of acceptance, like this energy of completion coming around, like you're not going to try anymore. Sometimes it's okay to give up. Sometimes you have to. And it's not giving up, it's moving on, it's letting go. Nine of Cups reverse. That's funny. It was at the back of the deck and I turned it upright and I started shuffling and it came out reversed again. This is like a wish that's being left unfulfilled. Yeah, this is an energy of not receiving. This is an energy of a wish being left unfulfilled, a dream being left unfulfilled, not receiving what you hoped for. Ten of Swords at the back of the deck, Five of Pentacles. Yeah, this feels like a loss, which is funny because you have pretty good energy overall. Six of Wands, like you have pretty good energy on the surface. But with both cups, well, and you have Ten of Cups upright. That's interesting. You also only have cups and water here, fire and water here. All of the fires upright. And then you have the Nine of Cups and the Two of Cups reversed. Okay, there's Ten of Pentacles. This is like complicated energy with all of like I feel like the reason that this energy is a success, despite the fact that it is also a loss, because this is a wish that is going unfulfilled. This is something that you were hoping to happen that is not going to happen. This is, I don't want to say a dream, because I think that dreams are sacred. And this might have been something that you might have thought was a dream. I think you will realize in the future that it was not, and that this was just the first edition, the first evolution of something, and it will evolve, perhaps in a way that you didn't see and that you might not feel is connected to this expression of this wish, of this desire. But this is just the first round, like, and you have to abandon project. Oh, you know what this makes me think of? I was watching this video of this man, and he has this composting project that he works with cities. He collects compost around the city and he turns it into soil. And he was getting so many people that he realized he needed a machine to actually help become more efficient. And he had this machine it was always breaking, but it was running. And it eventually broke down and was too dangerous. And they were quoted like a large amount of money that they couldn't pay for, so they had to abandon the machine. That was the first machine. Now they've made a second machine, and it's like a new and improved. It works really well. All these things. I didn't finish the video, but this is kind of similar energy where the win here, the success here, is the way that you are able to move on and the level of acceptance that you are now reaching. I feel like this is significant on a subconscious level with your emotions when it comes to how you process failure. Because sometimes things just don't work out, and that's just the end of it. And I think an acceptance around the idea that not everything has to come back around and eventually work out, that sometimes things just don't work out, and that was the experience you need to have here, and now you get to move to an evolved state and work on something new, a new project, because I think this is also something that could have occupied your mental space and your capacity for a long time, that blocked you from being able to go down different roads. I think you're now moving on in a different direction. I think that that's actually really positive, which is why you have such positive cards here, because overall this is celebratory energy, because you're no longer stuck, even though it's a loss. Maybe the recipe. Let it go, let it go. Yeah, 8 of Cups, walking away. That makes total sense. Yeah, and sometimes it's hard to make that decision, but you know that you've evolved when you can get to that place where you can say, okay, this isn't working anymore. So what does this, okay, so what does this group have to look forward to? What are their dreams trying to tell them? What do they have to look forward to now that they're walking away? What are they walking towards? Okay, we have the Ace of Cups. Discovery, new discoveries. I feel like wherever you are experiencing this failure, something new is going to rise up in a similar area. Like I feel like wherever you're experiencing the Ten of Swords, so wherever you're experiencing this kind of painful ending, this loss, I feel like there is like there's new treasure being discovered within that same space. It's not that thing, it's not connected to that thing, it's just in that arena. So I think the success is also understanding that you are in the right arena. You're just not on the right team, or you're not on the right, you're not playing the right game, but you are in the right arena. Which is, that's a real thing. You're in the right arena, you're just not in like the right space, the right city, or like you're in the right game, but you're not on the right team. Like it's that kind of energy. And I feel like you're discovering treasure that is perhaps showing you something that is in more alignment with what you need. So that's exciting. And that means that all of your work isn't going to waste, because it can be fed into this new project. There's something new being offered. And I think it's going to bring some more emotional fulfillment. Wow, same cards, Two of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. That is interesting though, because I feel like there's this movement away from earth energy towards water. Like I think walking away from the earth, and wow, same cards. There seems to be this movement away from earth and moving towards water. Perhaps moving your focus away from the material. Maybe you've been focusing on trying to manifest like wealth and financial abundance, or just working really heavily in the material world. And maybe that's coming to an end and you're focusing more on what brings you emotional fulfillment. I could see that definitely being a thing. Yeah, I feel like you're focusing more on what sparks something in your spirit, like focusing more on passions and emotional pursuits, rather than things that drain you and maybe cause a bit of stress. Jeez, I feel like you're getting away, like there's almost this energy of like breaking away from the corporate world as well. So you could be leaving a job behind. You could have dreams about quitting. Yeah, I almost feel like you're leaving the system behind. Like I feel like you're escaping a system. You could be getting out of jail. I don't know how you'd be watching this from jail. You could be winning a court case, but you also could be somebody you know could be getting out of jail, or you could be getting out of the system. You could be getting out of something that kept you in a cycle, in a loop. You could be breaking free. Like there's freedom here. Freedom is coming in. I think there's also this energy of turning down an opportunity that would make you perhaps wealthy, but that you know wouldn't be soul fulfilling. I feel like you're going to turn it down. I feel like you're going to you could walk away from a job offer or an opportunity that's actually quite financially abundant and fiscally like supportive, but it doesn't speak to your heart, and you're realizing how important that is. And so I feel like you might say no. And I think that this is because maybe the past year you've really become in tune with the fact that when you're not satisfied and when you don't feel whole on the inside, it really affects your sense of belonging in the world and how present you can be in your life. And I think you're realizing how important it is for you to feel soul fulfilled. Sorry, 1 second. My computer is hot. Jeez. Okay. Anything else, Spirit? Yeah, I really feel like there's this energy both of leaving corporate world and even like leaving blue collar work. Overall, I feel like there's a major career change happening here. Yeah, new beginning, and I think you're being supported in this. I think that this is something that like the universe has kind of wanted for you for a while. I just don't think it's been working. You could be moving. You could physically be moving. You could even be leaving the continent that you live on. Like you could be moving to a different continent and like really doing that kind of big move where you're like starting over, starting fresh, starting from scratch. Like you could be one of those people that goes and like starts a farm, you know, after like working as a lawyer or something like that. Like I just think you're really changing gears and doing a drastic switch to switch up your energy. Yeah, that's funny because our other thing was that you could be in the same vicinity. Yeah, no. Like it could be that you're like, okay, if you were a lawyer, a high-powered lawyer in like New York, it's like you're going to be like you could go be a nonprofit consultant, helping build a nonprofit consultancy, being a consultant for a nonprofit, helping them get their legal papers together and things like that somewhere else in the world, like in Ghana or something. Just a real shift. Yeah, this feels like a time that you are ending cycles. The number 8 might be really relevant right now for you. But this is definitely a new beginning. And kind of like a world-changing new beginning. I think that the change that you're going to be experiencing is going to be life changing. I think it's going to be one of those moments in your life that like is a defining moment. And I think that once it happens, it'll happen quickly. Like once you decide to make the change, it's going to happen like fast, like in the blink of an eye. Your life is going to be different. And I think that that's kind of exactly what you need. Yeah, I feel like you're finally seeing the light. That's kind of what this energy is like finally they see the light. Finally you get it. Finally you realize, you know, what it's all about and what it's not about. Yeah, and I feel like it's very freeing for you, and I feel like this is something that's being celebrated. Yeah, I feel like your ancestors are celebrating you and they're actually very proud of you. I think this is probably something that is ancestral. Like this is, you might be breaking a generational curse. Also here with with the number 8, you could be breaking a generational curse. Number 8 too, with the 2 of Wands and the 6 of Cups together. I think you're breaking something that is past life karma. You could be overcoming past life karma, and you could be overcoming something ancestral when it comes to work and, you know, the systems that you are a part of and what you stick around for, and, you know, what you allow to be sacrificed. I feel like you're not allowing your happiness to be sacrificed anymore, and you're not allowing family time to be sacrificed, and just time with the earth, and just time outside of the office, and like outside of the factory, outside of the day job, outside of the 9 to 5. Like I feel like you're breaking down these concepts you have around work and like life as life, but your life being work. You know, I feel like you're no longer living to work. You're no longer working to live. Right? Yeah, you're no longer living to work. Like work is just not going to be a priority. Feels like there's a lot of confronting of like Capricornian things, and this is like very Saturn. Just like real big breakdowns, necessary breakdowns. Yeah, I feel like you've just finally made a choice to leave that life behind. You could be moving out of the city, moving to more of a naturey place. And just like rewriting your story, turning the page, new chapters. Yeah, I think this is something that is really being celebrated, because it's a huge success to be able to prioritize your own happiness and leave behind your sense of security and all that you've known when it comes to work and what you do and what you're meant to pursue in order to try something new that will make you really happy. So I think that this is a really good energy, and congratulations. I think that's all that we've got for you today. 10 of Wands, yeah, this is complete. You've carried the load long enough. You've carried the burden long enough, and I think you're done. So, good for you. Good for you. Perfect timing, to be honest. Perfect timing. Whatever you're thinking about pursuing, you might be thinking about starting your own business. I say go for it. I think you should start your own business. If that's an idea you have, especially if you like want to work with the earth in some type of way, some type of like maybe agriculture or something like that. But either way, I feel like you want to start your own business, or just be working for yourself, or just working in a field that's more community focused or giving back, a little bit more balanced. I think that's a good idea. I think it's a really good idea. So this is like the thumbs up from Spirit. Keep going. Okay. Good luck.